Gamers, I'll set the scene. It was a day like any other, except it was 5 p.m., and I get a Discord message from one of my friends named Gria. Gria and I, we go way back, and by way back, I mean within the past year or so. But besides that, Gria shoots me a message to help with some internet troubleshooting, and I'll say this right here, right now, don't ask in the fucking comments, because I'm probably not going to help, and I might give you general recommendations, but still. Start out, Gria's asking why they're having slow internet in their animal shelter that they work at. Volunteer at, work at, same thing, same difference. Burn that bridge when we get to it, blah, blah, blah. But they're trying to figure out, why does the Wi-Fi suck? It sucks really bad. If they turn off Wi-Fi on their fucking phone, they get faster speeds and a more reliable connection through data, which hurts my feelings as a cable guy, as you probably expect. But I'm sending information over. I'm just like, all right, tell me the age of the equipment. Tell me what the equipment is. And they don't know the answer off the top of their head, so I send them searching. A good old scavenger hunt. And in the animal shelter, they go up to the attic, and they find the router. Good old router. If I'm remembering correctly, it was a Linksys EA7500. In fact, I have a picture, so let's cross-reference here, and I'll put a subtitle if I was right. And if I was wrong, I'll lambast myself for you gamers. But perfectly fine, manageable router. Shouldn't really be causing any issues, shouldn't be really giving you slow speeds. But the story goes deeper because, well, that's just the router. That doesn't do any converting of signal over into usable internet for you. So I'm like, well, go find the modem. Doesn't know where the modem's at. But we have a really quick and easy solution. Just follow the cable line, and by cable I mean the Ethernet, that is going from the router to wherever it's supposed to go. That would give you internet access and all that jazz. Sure enough, after a good long while of searching, about 20 minutes, I get this magnificent DM. That is a Westel modem, and if we look really closely, there's a port that says phone. Now, Westel is a very old company, so I didn't get the warm fuzzies, and in fact, here is the message I sent immediately after getting it. And sure enough, I look up the serial and model, and it's from like 2008, which isn't great. But there's also another major issue here. My gamers, it's fucking DSL. Direct service line or digital service line, however way you want to, milk that cow. It's dial-up, basically. Hey gamers, Editor B-Dog here. Just wanted to let you know I do know the difference between dial-up and DSL, but they're both old, ancient fucking technologies, so who cares? It's like me comparing a fucking Oldsmobile to a Model T. They both fucking suck nowadays. Ugh. It is internet fed through a phone line, which could get you maybe, and I'm stretching it as far as I can, 70 to 100 if you're doing everything fucking perfect and you got banger stuff. But obviously, it's a fucking phone line with a modem from like 2008. So I'm not expecting any greatness. And as it turns out, there was a lot more to this story besides me saying, hey, you need to talk to your actual internet service provider and figure out, can we get some new shit out here? And can we get stuff that's not phone line? Ignore all of this. But all of a sudden, Gria sends me a cool little message going, hey, turns out this isn't the only internet connection that we get for this building. Which, for me, it's not super duper strange. Some buildings just have redundant networks. They got one for, like, customer use and then one for just regular behind-the-scenes office use. Your private Wi-Fi, not the stuff you give to customers to make them go, ooh, let me log into my bank account really quick. Gria tells me that evidently they also get internet access from a clinic just up the street. Now, I'm confused at this point. I'm just going, what the hell does that mean, Gria? You are talking out of your left thigh right now. It doesn't make any sense. Until I get this picture. And you might not recognize it. I sure as hell don't. But I do recognize the U symbol on it. It's Ubiquiti equipment. Ubiquiti, pretty darn good. I'll say it. I said it. Good for your consumer networking if you want to feel like a professional, but you're not about to shell out 20 grand. Granted, there are folks that do. Don't go to home labs and don't go to home networking because they'll try and skin you just to get, extra speeds for their fucking home network server that they're not actually using. That's a story for another day. It's a receiver. It's basically just a repeater that they sent me. And as it turns out, the clinic has a satellite dish, has an antenna that is pointed at the animal place, the animal shelter. And I flip my gasket. Here is the message I immediately sent afterwards. Evidently, a worker from that clinic is an IT guy, works for the government, does some wiring and stuff. And they had the wise idea to, in a climate, which, don't worry, I know exactly who the internet service provider is, and I know the state they reside in. You shouldn't fucking be using satellite for anything. Brother, maybe have satellite in the middle of Arizona, where you're hopefully not getting a whole bunch of weather patterns and everything. But this area, very temperate, very vicious fucking storms that come in every goddamn winter and summer. And we're using satellite. This is a dying industry before I was even born, my gamers. Let me tell you that. Satellite, dog shit, awful, abysmal. There's a reason there was memes back in the day when HBO used to actually be a good broadcaster, where you go, oh, Game of Thrones cut out in the middle of my show because a fucking satellite went down or went out of scope. I don't have great opinions about satellite. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking amazing and incredible, and what do you mean we're sending data information to space and having it reflect back and it's hitting somewhere on the fucking Earth, and that's how we're all communicating. We're getting images, and I know where Area 51 is. I'm gonna break in. I know where North Korea is. I'm gonna break in. I am a threat to national security because these satellites gave me information. But the last thing I want is anything important to me, like trying to watch a YouTube short over a fucking satellite dish. As you can tell from the grammatical structure of my sentence, I am stone cold sober and I'm just frustrated at this entire ordeal. This guy allegedly wires up government buildings. And he watched one fucking Linus Tech Tips video where they did this in an office space and it worked, and decided it's gonna work here. My brother, I know they live in Canada, but they also spend like $6 kajillion a year on fucking videos, and you're just some dumb fuck in the middle of insert state here who has a little bit of knowledge and knows enough to be dangerous. Now, let me say this. If I take a step back out of my own skin, it's a reasonable thing. I'm under the assumption that they're not paying for this extra internet service, even though it doesn't really work in the first place. If they are paying for it, I need them to give me their full name and address, and I will make a house call and explain to a government worker why he doesn't know his fucking ass from his elbow. But that is besides the point. I go through this entire ordeal, and it basically ends with, hey, the guy runs wires. Why not just, I don't know, trench in conduit that would lead all the way to the shelter? I know that is a monumentous ask, but at the same metric, it's just like, brother, this doesn't even work in the first place. And while it may be something that can provide a little bit faster than their phone line signal that they're getting, it was just outrageous. And this happened all the way back in November of 2025, like right at the beginning. And I said I would tell a story time. And here we are. And speaking of which, if you're still here, Hi, B-Dog is back for this video, and then maybe another one, and then maybe another one after that. Uh, a motherfucker has something going on in his brain, and I dive into topics that I like, and then not do anything else. Like playing a JRPG and then another JRPG, and both of them taking over 100 hours to complete, and I still want 100% those video games because I am a filthy addict and I have something wrong with my brain. But also, that's just life, gamer. If you're expecting weekly uploads, I'm sorry, you're probably not ever gonna get that. You're probably just gonna get weird sprees of, oh hey, B-Dog felt like telling a story today, so he's telling a story. Uh, but if you're still watching, thank you. I appreciate you, gamer. And I pray you don't have internet through a fucking phone line or a satellite dish. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Also, fucking spay and neuter your kids.